Hey guys, this is Raven with the Regal Reptile, and down here is my not so well chameleon, Galileo. So I want to talk a little bit about some things that you're not really told much at the pet store when you are told about getting a reptile, and one of those things is how much these reptiles might cost you, like with the lighting and things like that, and you might get the wrong thing at the pet store and need to get totally new stuff. And then another thing is you're probably going to have to take your animal to the vet at some point in their lives. So keep that in mind. And then sometimes you might have to take your animal to the vet twice for the same issue, or even a different vet. And that's what's going on with me and Galileo here at Regal Reptile. Because animals are complicated and they can't say where it hurts. And reptiles are really, really, really good at hiding their injuries until it's too late. Galileo hasn't eaten in over a month, and it sounds like I should have taken him to the vet a lot sooner than this, but a lot of male panther chameleons, when they become real adults, go on hunger strikes. So at first I didn't really think about it, but now he's starting to lose weight really, really fast. So I took him to one vet, and I love this vet. She's a wonderful vet. But she wasn't as comfortable with chameleons and couldn't really give me an answer. So now we're going to another vet in a completely different state. Because unlike cats and dogs, reptile vets are really difficult to find sometimes. So I encourage you, before you get a reptile, or even if you have one now, just as soon as you can, try to find your closest exotics vet. And then find the next closest, because you might need to get a second opinion. We're hoping that this guy has something wrong with him that we can fix, like parasites, or he might have a vitamin deficiency that's messing with his appetite. But this vet we're taking him to is a pretty top-notch vet. Zoos take their animals to this vet, so hopefully they will know more about how to handle and take care of this big, beautiful boy. I've heard some promising stories, so hopefully he'll bounce back. But vets can be expensive, and it's not really the vet's fault, it's just how things are. So keep in mind that you might spend extra money on their enclosure and things, but you might also need to spend a good chunk of money on a vet, and to know when that needs to happen. And if your animal is sick, don't hesitate to take them to the vet. It's a responsibility you get when you get the animal. I want to show you the thing I am putting my chameleon in. There are probably way better ways of transporting a chameleon, but I like this one. Alright. This is a tub. It's just a tub that is kind of like that, and then it's flipped up on its side. I have hot glued screen on this end and screen over here, and I have put some holes in it for ventilation, and also attached vines and stuff. These things aren't going anywhere, and that just gives him something to grip onto. I'm also going to bring a towel to put over part of the cage, not over all the ventilation, but over some of the cage to just keep him from seeing all the cars and things. It will help with stress, and so we're gonna transport him in this. Drill, hot glue. This is metal screen mesh for like screen doors and stuff. So I'll check back in with you with some more clips, the vet and everything. We just made it to the vet. It was about an hour away, which, keep in mind, since exotic vets are rarer than most cats and dogs vets or mammal vets, you're gonna probably travel a good chunk of the way, depending on where you are, for your vet. Also, at least right now during this crazy time, we are not able to go in with our beloved animals, so that's a little bit stressful for both parties. So we'll check back in and let you guys know what the vet says about our chameleon. So we got our chameleon back from the vet, and we had decided to run some blood tests. They gave him a fluid and vitamin shot and sent us home with some very small syringes, some carnivore care, which is a powdered food that you can mix with liquid and or mix with water, excuse me, and then it will you can syringe feed it to the chameleon, and a very mild antibiotic, just in case there was something infectious going on with our chameleon. When we got him back, the stress of the vet visit had really taken its toll on him. Chameleons are very fragile creatures, and they don't handle stress very well, and he'd been poked a couple of times, so this wasn't very good for him. We got him home. We put him in the same bin we traveled in for a little bit, just so he could get his strength back, with a heat light on him, planning to get up in the morning and feed him the next day. But there's another reality of owning a reptile, especially one as fragile as a chameleon, and unfortunately our buddy did not make it even until evening. We don't know why. The whatever might have been bothering him might have been an invisible thing that the blood work will hopefully shed some light on, because we're planning on getting the results back later this week. But our little Galileo has passed away. So the reality of owning a reptile is you will need to spend some money on their enclosure, and you might end up buying the wrong stuff at first, and you might learn better later. So I suggest you do your research before you get your animal. You will probably, most likely, you should take them to the vet. You might need to get a second opinion from another vet. And even after all of that, because they are animals and they cannot tell us what is bothering them, you might just lose your reptile. And it's not a pleasant thing to talk about, and I really wanted this video to have a happy ending, and I really wanted to show you guys how to syringe feed a chameleon, because I've learned how now, and how to you know, get an animal back into a healthy position. And I wanted to show off his recovery. The last thing I expected yesterday was for our beautiful chameleon to pass away. So but I want this channel to be real, and I want you guys to understand that while owning a reptile can be expensive and sad sometimes, I see it as a privilege to take care of such magnificent creatures that are just so unique compared to a lot of other things. A lot of people don't like them. A lot of people are afraid of reptiles, but I think they're beautiful, and I feel honored to have gotten the opportunity to take care of Galileo as long as I did. We will be looking into getting another chameleon at some point, because chameleons are wonderful, and I really don't see myself being without one. But with that being said, these are some not quite pleasant realities of having a reptile. I don't want that to discourage you, because I have had several medical successes with reptiles, and you can too if something goes wrong. But it also shows that even if your husbandry and your taking care of them is very much correct, there can still be problems, and it's not always your fault. And you learn from everything. I've learned from my experience with Galileo, and I've learned better ways of doing things because I had him. So we'll see what the future holds, and I hope you all have an excellent weekend. I wanted this video out by Tuesday, but well, I wasn't expecting all the other stuff to happen. But again, don't let this discourage you. Do your research. Love your animals. take them to the vet when they need to be, and connect with experts in the field of the animal that you have, and they will help you a lot. I got to talk to some fantastic chameleon breeders over the past few days who just really helped me out with Galileo. I would love it if you would like this video and comment your thoughts or your questions. I love to answer comments. I love to read them. They're encouraging to me. And share this video if someone is going through some problems or if they might want to know this information. And you can also subscribe to join the Regal family and learn more about what we do. And I hope you have a real nice weekend. See y'all.